So let me just recap to you what I've said to you on today. As Jacob is here in this text, and as he is looking, as God changes him from Jacob to Israel, God changes him from trickster to he who prevails with God, he who walks in the victory of God. There's 4 things that Jacob does in the text. In this text, first thing is he takes charge of the situation. He takes charge. He says, I'm going to send everybody away. I'm going to take charge of where I am. I know that my brother is after me, but I'm going to take charge of the situation, and I'm not going to run out of fear anymore. I'm going to take responsibility for all the things I've done, and I'm going to take this opportunity to be alone. So he takes charge of the situation. The second thing he does is he uses his time wisely because he wrestles with the presence of God. And as he wrestles with the presence of God, as he struggles to change in his wrestling with the presence of God, God then changes his name from Jacob to Israel. But in that process of him wrestling with the presence of God, he reaffirmed his commitment to God. He says, I'm not going to let you go until you bless me. He reaffirmed his commitment to God. And then lastly, he named the place of victory. He says, I'm going to call this place Peniel, for this is the place that I've seen God face to face. It is my place of victory where God changed me. Well, if you look at the points that I've outlined for you today, he took responsibility, right? You got to take responsibility of your situation if you're going to have the power to change. You got to use your time wisely. You got to reaffirm your commitment to God. And then you have to name your place of victory. If you look at those, the first letter of each word that I've outlined for you today, take responsibility. Use your time wisely. And reaffirm your commitment to God. If you look at those points and then name the place of victory, if you look at those points, it spells the word turn.
Yeah.
Turn. Turn. And if you are going to have the power to change, you got to know how to turn. You got to turn away from sin and turn to God. You got to turn away from your doubt and turn to faith. You got to turn away from despair and turn to hope. You got to know how to turn the situation around.
Yeah.
Turn the circumstances around.
Glory.
God has given you the power to turn it.
Yeah.
Turn it. I know you feel like you're in a rock. You're in between a rock and a hard place. But you got to take that rock and turn it. And then it'll give you more room to get out of that place. You got to know how to turn if you're going to experience the power to change things. You have the power to change things. And it starts with the ability to turn. And when you turn, you got to make a 180, not a 360. You got to turn from this direction to that direction. Now, don't turn just around. Do something different. Amen. If you're going to succeed, you got to do something different.
All right.
You got to know how to turn. Turn and make it better. Turn and make the situation to one where God is going to be glorified. Amen. The definition of insanity, amen, is when you do the same thing all over again, expecting the same results. You got to know how to do something different, amen, so that you get a different result. Try God, try Jesus, and he will make it better, amen. It is the power to change. You got to turn it to change, amen. Give God praise today, amen.